Benny had soft, velvety fur that shimmered like golden sunlight, and his big, bright eyes sparkled with excitement. The sun rose every morning in Rabbitville, casting its warm light over the dew-kissed grass and filling the air with the sweet scent of blooming wildflowers. But Benny was different from the other rabbits, who were content to nibble on clover and snooze in the afternoon sun. He wanted to explore every nook and cranny of the enchanted forest that lay just beyond their meadow. One sunny morning, as Benny twitched his nose and stared at the forest edge, he decided that today would be the perfect day for an adventure. "I wonder what wonders will await me today," he exclaimed, hopping toward the tall trees. As he entered the enchanted forest, the sunlight peeked through the leaves like little golden stars. Benny felt a shiver of excitement run through his paws. The forest was filled with magical creatures, and on this particular day, he met a friendly little squirrel named Sammy. Sammy had a bushy tail and a cheerful disposition that made him smile all the time. "Hello, Benny," chirped Sammy as he busily gathered acorns. "What brings you into the forest today?" "I'm off to find an adventure," replied Benny, bouncing on his fluffy hind legs. Sammy's eyes twinkled. "Oh, I know just the thing. There's a hidden treasure deep in the heart of this forest, guarded by the wise old owl. Many have tried to find it, but few have succeeded." Benny felt a thrill run through him. "A treasure? Oh, Sammy, can you take me there? I have to see it." And so, with a spring in his step, Sammy led Benny through the winding paths of the forest, past cozy squirrel homes, shimmering streams, and clusters of colorful mushrooms. As they ventured deeper, the forest became darker and quieter. The plants grew taller, changing from wildflowers to thick, twisting vines. After what felt like a long time, they finally arrived at a majestic ancient tree that reached high into the sky. Its trunk was wide and gnarled, and in the hollow of the tree sat a great, wise old owl named Oliver. His feathers were as soft as clouds, and his big round eyes twinkled like stars. "Welcome, young adventurers," Oliver hooted, glancing down at Benny and Sammy. "What brings you to my tree?" Benny took a deep breath, his heart racing. "Oliver, we're searching for the treasure of the enchanted forest. Can you help us find it?" The wise owl chuckled, making the leaves around him rustle. "Ah, yes. But to find the treasure, you must first solve a riddle and show that you understand the importance of friendship." Benny's ears perked up, and Sammy nodded eagerly. They both loved puzzles. Oliver cleared his throat. "Listen closely, my friends. Here is your riddle. I am not a bird, yet I can sing. I'm not a bell, yet I can ring. I have a soft and warming glow. You need me through the rain and snow. What am I?" Benny scratched his head with his tiny paw. What could it be?" Sammy thought hard, his little nose twitching. "Maybe it's a candle?" he suggested. "Good thinking, Sammy, but let's think more about the clue," Benny replied, still pondering. Oliver smiled, sensing their determination. Just then, Benny remembered something his mother had often said. "When you're in doubt, look around you and find what you see working together." Suddenly, everything clicked. "I know," he shouted. "It's a fire. Fire brings us warmth and helps us stay safe. It lights up the dark and can turn a winter night into a cozy gathering." "Very clever, Benny," hooted Oliver. "You are right, but there is more. To find the treasure, you must also demonstrate what true friendship means." Benny's heart raced. He wanted to prove he could be a good friend. "What do we have to do?" he asked eagerly. "You must work together to create something that shows your friendship," Oliver replied. "Only then shall the treasure be revealed." Benny looked at Sammy, who was bouncing with excitement. "Let's make something special," he said. They began to gather twigs, leaves, and colorful flowers, putting their teamwork to the test. As they crafted their creation, they talked about all the fun they had together exploring the forest. They laughed as they recalled the times they shared their snacks and the adventures of helping each other through tricky spots. After a while, they stepped back to admire their work. They had made a beautiful heart-shaped wreath, decorated with flowers and shimmering leaves that sparkled in the sunlight. "Do you think Oliver will like it?" Benny asked nervously. "I think he will love it," Sammy replied reassuringly. They approached Oliver and presented their wreath proudly. "This is a symbol of our friendship, showing that we can work together and appreciate each other," Benny explained. Oliver looked at their creation, his eyes shining brightly. "Well done. My young friends, you have shown that you understand the bond of friendship, which is the greatest treasure of all. Because of that, I will share the secret of the true treasure of the forest." Glistening with anticipation, Benny and Sammy leaned closer as Oliver continued. "The true treasure is the memories you create together and the love you share. It's in the adventures, laughter, and helping one another that you will always find treasure in your hearts." Benny was filled with joy. He realized that his heart felt lighter and brighter than ever before. "Thank you, Oliver," said Benny, his nose twitching with happiness. As Benny and Sammy prepared to leave, Oliver flew down and gave them each a golden acorn. "Here's a little something to remind you of your adventure and the treasure of friendship." With that, Benny and Sammy returned to Rabbitville, talking about all they had seen and learned. They picked wildflowers along the way, shared stories, and laughed like there was no tomorrow. That night, as Benny settled down in his cozy burrow, he looked at the golden acorn shining in the moonlight. He thought about the riddle, the adventure, and most importantly, the true treasure he had discovered, the beautiful gift of friendship. From then on, Benny and Sammy continued to explore the enchanted forest together, sharing all of life's little treasures, and they lived happily ever after. And so, the moral of the story is that true treasures aren't always gold or jewels. Sometimes they are found in the friendships we nurture and the love we share with others.